Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Well, today I'd like to take my FIMI X8 SE 2020 edition up for a test flight because it's been a while since I've flown it. There's been some firmware updates. I've done a few of them, but I haven't done any videos on it. This one is flashed with the most recent firmware. I don't think it's like super new, but it does have the newest one. So we'll see how that flies. This firmware update had two things that they said it updated, and I'll put a screenshot of that up here on the screen now. The first one was they adjusted the white balance, so that'll adjust it for the camera. See how that looks. So we'll see how that looks. And the second was something to do with the GPS, how quick I think it obtained the GPS lock, something to do with that. So that was more of a flight controller update, which is what the GPS module is attached to. Those are the two things. So we'll take that up and we'll fly it around and see how the camera looks and how it flies with that stuff. The second thing I wanted to do is I didn't get to do it yet because at the time when I got this drone, I was living in temporary housing. You can see across the street is my new house now. And I didn't get to test out the return to home accuracy because it looks for that H on your helipad, and I didn't have my helipads with me. Now I've got them. I was able to locate them. They were in storage. So I want to see how well it does. It uses the optical flow camera here in the bottom to locate that H, and then the app will, I believe it tells you it sees it, and then it will come down and adjust to land on that. So I'll do a screen recording to let you guys see what the app shows, along with the onboard video, which I'll be recording at 1080p at 60 frames per second. I'm not going to use 4K or HDR because I like to get it synced up with my head cam. And HDR, most of your video editors, if you don't have the right settings or software, the HDR, it'll kill it. It'll wipe it out as it re-renders that video. So keep that in mind, that unless you take it right off the card, you may ruin the HDR if you do any kind of video encoding or any kind of video rendering or editing to your video. And one other thing is the app needs to be updated for this newest firmware. So I did update the app. I think I have to have the newest app to be able to work with this newest firmware. So I'll put a screenshot up of the app as well, the newest version off the Play Store. Mine had not been updated in a while. I'm not sure why I didn't auto update, but I updated it yesterday after I saw that in the firmware notice. All right, guys, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop the video, get this guy folded out, get it connected with the controller and the app, and we'll take it up here, we'll fly it, and we'll test that return to home accuracy. So I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I have the FIMI X8 SE 2020 here on the helipad. I went ahead and, I made sure all my settings are correct. You always want to make sure that your bit rate set to high. It always defaults to medium. You want the highest bit rate for the best quality. It's at 1080p at 60. And I did go ahead and do a compass calibration because it's been a while since I'd done that one, and I was in other locations before. So if you're going to move around much, it's always good to do one, even though the app did not tell me that I need to do one. So let's go ahead and we'll take it up. I'm going to hover a moment over the helipad, even though I don't think it really, it doesn't take a downward photo like the Auto Evo does, and I think DJI does. Again, it's looking for that H. So it shouldn't really matter, but we'll just see, just to be safe, if I need to hover over the helipad here for a moment. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to start recording some video first. So we should be able to get some, now we got some onboard video recording to the SD card. And let's go ahead and let's do an auto takeoff. It's been a while since I've flown this. Let's see if I press the auto takeoff button there. And go ahead and take off. Let's see how stable it is. Now it is pretty windy today. So you need to take that into consideration, that it may wobble around here. Right now there's a pretty good break in the wind, but at times it really does gust. So looks like it's doing a pretty good job here. There's my new house across the street. Let's go ahead and we'll take it up here. Go ahead and aim the camera down a little. Still got pods in the driveways. We're waiting to get those picked up. They're so busy right now. So many people are buying houses and building that it's had to wait a couple weeks just to get the pod picked back up. We actually got 2 of them. All right, looks pretty good. Again, it should be able to locate that pad. Now, of course, that's going to be on a return to home is when it's going to look for that, when you're telling it to return back. Let's aim it down here. You guys can see me there. I got my old RD's drone review shirts on. I need to make new ones for the slight channel name change. Maybe some of you maybe subscribed when I first got this drone. Maybe at the time I was RD's drone reviews, and you may not even have noticed the slight channel name to RD's RC reviews. Doing that because you know, I do so much stuff with cars. Okay, we got quite a bit of sun glare here. I'm not going to look up at it, guys. The low angle of the sun. I'm going to fly it out over the field here. We're not up very high or far. I'm well within visibility, so I'm going to aim the camera up a little bit here so you can still see it. It's a large drone. You guys can see it here. I am not out real far. Looks like I'm out 270 feet. We'll just see how it looks there. The horizon does look a bit crooked to me. That is, excuse me, that's been one of the biggest complaints with this drone. Now, I did not do a gimbal calibration this time because I didn't know if I was on a level enough surface. But boy, look at that. That is very, very crooked. Now, usually, let's let it sit for a moment. Usually, it will recover. And it doesn't always do it. But right now, you can really see that's very crooked. Now, let's keep rotating the drone. You can see now it's leveling out. Now sometimes you can have instances where, now I'm flying it back towards me, where the lay of the land, you can have a bit of a crooked horizon looking, and if you rotate, you may notice that it's just altitude changes in the background. But that was too much. Let's rotate it back and look in that direction slowly and see if it doesn't have that crookedness. We know that that was just the gimbal. And now look how level that is now. So I don't know why it has that. This drone has that problem. They've had it with the original one too. You'd think that by now they'd be able to get this gimbal issue fixed. All right, let's go ahead and let's do a return to home, and we'll have it fly back here and see if it can locate the 8. So we're just going to flip the little red toggle to home. I believe that will tell it to initiate, and it says, yeah, returning to home. Here it flies over, and I believe the app, I don't remember, I may be getting confused with the Xeno, so I don't know if the app says anything. Obviously, it's using the downward camera. It is coming back slowly here. I'm going to look down at us anyway here. And there is the pad. I think it gives us some sort of a notice. It's just been a while since I've looked at the other videos, like Marcus's videos at Idaho Quadcopter, did quite a few of them. But again, I was not able to test it. Here we see landing pad not detected, so it's not seeing it yet. Let's see if it does find it. There's a lot of glare, and I think I'm concerned that that glare from the sun may be causing a problem. I've also got blue. Maybe I could try the red. Now it detected it, so now it's found it. It was looking for it, and now it's gotten closer. The glare's reduced. Let's see how it does. Now this is a pretty small landing pad, so hopefully it doesn't hit those. I didn't get those stakes in all the way. But no, it worked perfect. All right, that was great. And of course, when it lands itself, it goes ahead and stops your recording for you, so in case you would happen to forget. Let's take it up again. I want to fly it up over my house for a moment, take a look at that, and then we'll go ahead and we'll try that return to home one more time, and then we'll end this video. So let's go ahead and I'm going to start recording again. And let's go ahead and take it off, return to home. I'll just go ahead and do a manual takeoff. You can really dart up quick with this drone. But a while ago I didn't have to unlock. Some drones make you unlock the props, but I don't think this one does. A while ago I did it and it just took off. I'm not exactly sure why it didn't take off there with the button. No biggie though. Now you can see it kind of got skittish there a little, and kind of, I don't know what adjective to use, but that's again a little wind gust and some of the, you know, the drone's not the most stable drone, as I've said in other videos, but it's far from a concern. It's just at times it can get a little wobbly. If you've flown a DJI drone or an Autel, then you know that they can be better. But if all you've flown are the lesser known or the cheaper drones, this drone's going to be a lot better than the cheaper GPS drones. Okay, so it just said there for a moment it was unable to enter GPS mode, but I've got 17 satellites. I'm not very far away, so I'm honestly not worried. It should kick over to optical flow if it would happen to lose GPS. So I'm not exactly sure why. Could just been a little glitch. But I know some people in the FIMI groups have had instances where they've flown this drone out a ways and have completely lost GPS. And then of course that, it's flying back, and if you don't have a video feed especially, you're done. I mean, how are you going to make it home? If you've got a video feed, you might be able to just fly it manually back by landmarks. But yeah, I've had no problem with mine. Now, I've not been able to fly it as much as some people, but I flew it out a mile in my hometown there where my parents live still, and I lost the video feed at 1 mile, which I know is still well beyond less than, I should say, the advertised range, but I was not up that high. I think if I'd gone up higher, I would have been able to go farther, no problem. Let's raise the camera up a little bit here. There's the back of my of the house. So let's just fly it back over here. What I actually want to do is I said we'll do another return to home. So let's raise up the camera a little. Let's flip it over and let's just fly it back. Okay, I'm not flying it real far here. This is the same town I lived in before, but I don't know everybody here. I don't want to go flying over a bunch of people's homes that I don't know yet, who might think I'm looking at them or worried about it falling out of the sky on them or something. So I'll kind of keep it over this lot, and this field is perfect. I can fly, when my driveway gets cleared out, I can take off from front of my driveway here and fly right out into this field and not go over anybody's house, and it's going to be perfect. So I'm going to look down. Again, you don't need to look down. I think that's Hubson that does that. It's using that monocular, I guess you call it monocular, optical flow camera. Now it's detected it, so let's see how it does. Again, I kind of wish I pushed those stakes in more. I hate to have the propellers hit it, but I think they're above it, it looked like, but it might be kind of close. Let's see how it does. I'm going to put the camera up just so it's not looking straight down. Whoa! It bumped. I did a pretty good job. Both times it's landed on it or just a little bit off. You can see it kind of bumped into my stake. Everything's fine. But it kind of jammed into that. And that could have been a little wind gust or something could do that. But yeah, that worked perfect. And this is a small helipad. I've got a larger one. I just need to dig around in my box and find that one. But the smaller one I actually got with a drone. I can't remember which drone that was. It came with this. It was a toy drone. Well, it's a toy GPS. But yeah, this worked great. I mean, it flew good. Only thing I can tell here by the video feed was that tilted horizon, which we saw at the beginning. It looked fine here in the second flight, from what I could tell. Now, I didn't look too closely, so maybe it had a bit of a tilt and I didn't notice it. But yeah, it flew good. We'll see in this video, guys. We'll be able to see how the video looked. Now, of course, it's going to look a little better in 4K and HDR, which is sort of a fake HDR anyway. Will look a bit better. But I'm not a huge fan of 30 frames per second. I really like 60. You don't get that shudderiness, especially when you yaw. It's butter smooth. At 30, you can get that shuddering if you're yawing too quick. I'm not a big fan of that, but yeah, I will film in 4K at 30 at times as well. Just depends on what I'm looking for. And today I want to sync it with my head cam. All right, guys, that wraps up the flight here on the latest firmware for the FIMI X8 SE 2020. And of course, this return to my accuracy, which worked great. Really impressed with that. Again, you gotta have to have the helipad to do that. It doesn't take an image of the ground like some of the other drones. So you've got to get a helipad, and of course this does not come with one, but they're not very expensive. So if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. If you're not, and you don't always get notifications, then make sure you click the bell so you know whenever I upload a new video, guys. I really appreciate it. We're getting really close to 10,000 subscribers, which I never ever imagined I'd ever even get to 1,000. So I'm really excited about that. And as always, guys, have a wonderful day.
The power of the dark side.